wake up in the morning, usually late. I come driving in Mach 9 with my hair on fire, and I put out the flames when I reach the front gate. I come strolling into my room, half conscious, and then I go in, waltz in, still in some sort of semi-coma, into hair and makeup, and come out looking like $1 million. Well, okay, $1.05. But the guys are actually, the gang's really good, but they can only do so much, without using plaster. And that's how I get into character.
That's the morning fix.
The makeup stuff takes about 15, 20 minutes. And from there, we waltz off to set and do our blocking. Blocking is this chaotic period where half-awake people try and direct other half-awake people to stand in certain spots and are only able to do so by putting tape marks on the floor, especially like color-coded tape marks. And mine is blue. I have blue tape. So that's where I'm supposed to stand. Sometimes we can actually, like if it's important to us, move around, but we try and limit our motion because we got a lot of stuff to do during the day. We finish blocking, come back out here, and then if we haven't done so already, like the true professionals, we panic and try and learn our lines.
Now, if this leads to hostilities...
It will.
Dr. Jackson, I don't believe you were invited to this meeting.
Yes, General, I know. I'm sorry, but please hear me out. I think this situation can be resolved peacefully.
How?
Well, we've been on this planet a long time looking for the best mine site. It wasn't until we encroached on this one particular region that the units attacked.
We go in and we set up usually what starts off being a master shot, and then we zoom in for close-up coverage of everything, especially here at the military base. And then we go in and we shoot it, masters, close-ups, all sorts of stuff like that. And we do this for about 8 pages of dialogue a day, which is, we shoot episodes in around 6 or 7 days now, so...
Then can we at least try to negotiate with them?
They're animals, sir.
They are not animals. They are intelligent beings with a sense of honor, and if you underestimate them, more will die on both sides.
So seven pages, seven and a half pages a day. That's a lot of pages. That's a lot of words. I gotta get to work. Could you turn that on?
Mr. Ricker, what can you tell me about Michael Shanks? There you have it.
Usually the time when you actually get a scene is right after you're finished shooting, going, oh, God, that's what that scene was about. That's what I do anyway. And I come back in here and beat my head against the wall. And then we go on to the next scene. And we do this till about 7:30 at night, sometimes 8 o'clock. And then we drive back home and try and memorize our lines for the next day and do anything like, live a life, personal life, try and say hi to friends and family that we've alienated over the past 7 years. And that's about it. That's a day in the life. A long time ago, in a not so far galaxy, actually it was 7 years ago, so I guess it was a long time ago, we all went down for a screen test for a series based on a feature film called Stargate. 3 people just sort of gravitated towards one another, and that was a man named Christopher Judge, a woman named Amanda Tapping, and some dweeb who didn't really know his A from a hole in the ground named Michael Shanks. And we all just seemed to like find solace in laughing with each other. And lo and behold, a few weeks later, after finding out I had gotten the part, we arrived in Vancouver to begin shooting, and I found out that Christopher Judge and Amanda Tapping had also got their parts.
We shot the Knox here. Oh, we shot the pilot here too.
We shot the opening. This is our location for our
Yes, we had to run up and down that hill.
Yeah.
Where I was wearing 187 pounds of armor.
This is our first day of filming, right in this location.
French hours.
Amanda's she's like a mother hen, big sister type, where she, as much as she likes to have fun, but she keeps herself within the confines of the rules of the game, so to speak, and she's very, sort of almost Britishly proper, and she's almost like a big sister to Christopher and I, because we're bad kids. Christopher's the worst of the bunch, and I'm, somewhere in between. So Amanda acts as this big sister of the two of us. Christopher, is just a jokester. He's a prankster, and he's the main instigator of the trouble that we seem to share. And Amanda's there to sort of be able to shake her head and pat us on the back and say, yeah, nice one, guys.
Got a blister for my gun.
She splits her part up and gives.
And Chris and I, for the most part, I mean, you know, it's very rare that you get people who work so often, you know, so many hours a day that actually after so many years still like one another, because you learn way too much information about each other spending so much time together. But Chris and I still go, you know, we watch hockey games together and we still hang out a lot, and he's become very, very, very close friend. And it's amazing that the chemistry and that original dynamic that was sparked in an audition room so many years ago has managed to remain consistent and has bonded us closer together as family. So it's been, I think, a wonderful experience to share it with those people. Richard, he's a little bit, he's kind of like, he reminded me of me a lot when I first met him, because he was just a very private person, and but once you get on the inside, you spend so much time around him, you realize he's like the biggest kid of them all. He's like the embodiment of a 50-year-old man who's, you know, been through the wars and has all the wisdom of that. He's like an 8-year-old kid just busting to get out. And he, you know, if it wasn't for the social propriety to sort of make him be certain things, I think you just see this whack job running around. Anything for a joke, and I think that the sense of humor that we share is the most, both on and off the set. I think he's the one that we seem to be on a level playing field when it comes to a lot of different things, and especially sense of humor. And I think that that's where we find our strongest bond, is in not only working with that, you know, enjoying that off camera and joking with one another, but working with one another to always be laughing. And I think that whenever we're working together, there's rarely a serious moment.
Playing a lot with the zoom, it's always a sign of an amateur. You're zooming a lot.
That's what's made it so much fun, is to find one of these people that, like the close group of friends where you have a subconscious communication with. I think that's an incredible strength, and it makes for a good friendship.
All right. Here's what I'd like you to do. Pick up that phone, call Mr. whoever runs this place. Hagen.
I'm sorry, but I just can't
We're old
do
friends.
that.
Tell him Mr. Man Who Has the Stargate is here to see him. He'll understand.
Stargate.
Go ahead. Buttons, phone.
Mr. Hagen, please.
Nice.
Cut. Maybe a little bit.